Welcome back. I am Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video, I am so excited to share with you guys some DIY, Dollar Tree, and budget-friendly romantic. You guys could even use these in bridal decor crafts. So I love to share with y'all how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a budget. I truly believe you do not have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. Don't forget to follow me on my YouTube channel and on my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page. And without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns. Get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. You guys have to try this awesome Dollar Tree hack. Take one of their spotter screens and remove the centerpiece. What we're going to do is create a really pretty little easy romantic floral, and for my florals I'm using these coffee filtered hand dyed roses. I love to just sit around and make these when I'm watching shows or whatever, and I'll put that video at the end of this video, how to make the coffee filtered roses, but I'm simply going to hot glue them on to the splatter screen. Now, side note here, I did this on top of a piece of paper. That way I could easily remove it. Some of the glue did get stuck to it, so you guys might want to put something underneath your workspace. And then the little centerpiece candle I have on here to give it that romantic flair. And these are going to be kind of bridal inspired or romantic cottage inspired decor ideas, because so many of you guys have asked me for some bridal ideas, and I DIY'd my entire wedding. It was so many years ago, but I made all of the decor myself. I bought my dress off of eBay for $100 and it fit me like a glove. I got so lucky. And then I just DIY'd so many of my decor pieces, and because I really wanted to keep it budget friendly. So this is a fun budget friendly idea. I am adding in some little greenery pieces, and here is how this pretty bridal centerpiece turned out. This would also be really awesome for a baby shower, for a bridal shower, or simply if you love shabby chic romantic decor. And these coffee filter roses, in my opinion, are so delicate and so realistic looking. I made tons of them and used them in my spring Easter decor. I then I undecorated everything for spring and Easter, so I have a bunch left, and I'm going to save them actually to possibly do a romantic cottage Christmas tree. So stay tuned for that once it becomes holiday season. Here is the finished product for my romantic cottage or bridal decor idea. Hope you guys are loving it and inspired. And also stay tuned towards the end of the video for the coffee filter roses tutorial. I know a lot of you all saw it originally, but there might be people watching it that haven't seen it. So anyway, I hope you guys are inspired and add some romantic flares or touches to your special event, and happy crafting. Let me share with y'all how to create a beautiful bridal or romantic cottage centerpiece using an old roses dish, a Dollar Tree styrofoam insert, and then some beautiful cottage florals. So the first thing I did was just hot glued that piece of foam to the center of my little thrift find, and I found this for a couple bucks at my local thrift store. I loved it. It was so romantic and beautiful. For this centerpiece, I'm going to make a 4-point start with it by putting the tendrils of the little florals on each 4 points. That's something you guys can keep in mind, especially if you're doing a floral that you want to show really beautiful on all sides. The next thing I want to do is simply fill it in with my fluffy flowers, and you could also hot glue these at the end. You guys know I love to repurpose and reuse my decor, so I'm not going to hot glue these into here, but I thought this would be really beautiful for a bridal centerpiece. And you want to kind of space the flowers out enough to where they have room to breathe, but you also want them close enough to where they're covering the styrofoam. You can also add in some like Excelsior moss in it to your arrangement, which they also sell at Dollar Tree. And then I'm just adding in the pretty little smaller picks into the centerpiece, so adding those big florals and then just filling it in. And you guys can grab a bundle of florals from the Dollar Tree. I think I ordered these off of Amazon years ago, and I used them to decorate for a friend's wedding. And funny story is they had been sitting in the back of one of my vehicles that was actually broke down in my driveway, and I sold that vehicle, and then this box just happened to be sitting back there, and it had been in there for several years. So I guess I hoard things in my trunk. But here is the finished product. I love using antique containers to decorate with. I think it's beautiful, romantic, very cottage and budget friendly. And so think outside the box with your containers, and it adds that kind of granny chic flair, or shabby chic, cottage chic, Victorian, whatever you guys want to call it. And in the next round of DIYs, you're going to see some of these other decor pieces. They're going to be super easy. You know, it's summertime. A lot of you all have been requesting bridal decor ideas. Again, I DIY'd all of my wedding. I made all of the little votives and centerpieces and just decor pieces. I made a big beautiful wreath for my wedding. I wanted to keep it very budget friendly, and the majority of the stuff I used was from the thrift store. So anyway, weddings can be done on a budget, and I think that they can be really beautiful. And as you guys can see, kind of this little inspired table, which is just on my dining room table, but I'm just pulling things that I already have in my home, adding some lace pieces, you know, painting some things in some pastel pretty pinks. Whatever your theme is in color, go with that. I suggest even buying a gallon of chalk paint for chalk painting and matching things up. And happy crafting! For this next DIY, I want to make this super easy, but I'm going to share with you guys how you can take just a simple candlestick, or you guys could do this on a lamp or any decor piece that maybe you're decorating for a bridal idea or a romantic decor idea. This can be done on top of a lantern. I want to share with you guys different ideas on how you can create a bridal chic look, Victorian shabby chic look, and it's super budget friendly. So you're just going to take 2 pieces of lace. You can do vintage lace. You can cut strips of lace. I grabbed this lace 40% off at Hobby Lobby. Then I'm simply going to take some satin ribbon, which they sell at the Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to tie a simple bow and hot glue that to the centerpiece of the lace. So for the lace, I just tied that on there, and I think it looks really kind of, just chic and relaxed. And then I'm going to simply trim off the ends of my pretty little bow here. And you guys could really stop there if you wanted. I thought that looked really pretty. I'm going to go a little bit extra. My sweet friend Natalie has the most beautiful fancy jewels, and they're totally budget friendly. She's very bridal friendly as far as like having jewels in packs. And these are some of the packs with this little Victorian lady. So if you were decorating in a shabby chic romantic or a bridal decor idea, these would be gorgeous just to add that vintage touch. Even though they're not vintage, they're also just super duper budget friendly because she sells them in packs, and she's a small business. I love supporting small businesses. I'm sorry for that interruption. That is my little puppy dog Benji Bear, and so anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a matching one for this other side as well, and that way we'll have 2 pretty little candlesticks. The Victorian little brooches, they're a little bit different colored, and at first I was like, oh, I should have matched those, but then I thought it looked a little bit more vintage having them offset and a little bit different. For this tablescape, I'm trying to combine elements of all different things. So we have the faux cake, we have our beautiful vintage little planter centerpiece, and then we have the wood elements. So I think that brings a lot of just romance to any decor, combining different elements, the textures of the coffee filter roses, the beautiful candle that's real, and then mixing in those vintage dishes on top of this tablecloth that looks like kind of an antique Victorian style tablecloth. I found it at the thrift store. So this is just an idea if you guys are decorating in a shabby chic style. Love Shack Fancy is super hot right now, Victorian, granny chic, romantic cottage decor, or if you're blessed enough to get to decorate for a bride this season. I hope eventually one day to be able to decorate for my son and my daughter's weddings, or at least assist if they so ask me to. So I think getting married is such a blessing, and I hope you guys are inspired and happy crafting. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys that Dollar Tree sells wedding pew bows. So they're plasticky bows that you could there are two of them to a pack. You simply take them out, pull the string on the center, and you have a bow. So they're not the most high-end thing, but I do love to use them in decor, especially bridal decor. And if you're trying to be on a budget, I've actually used them to stage Christmas decor, believe it or not, for magazines that I was featured in several years ago. They're just so quick and easy to make a bow with, and they're great if you guys are decorating for a wedding on a budget. So you can use them in their original form. You might want to just buy one and check it out. Their quality is just okay. I mean, it's not the most high-end bow, but I think it looks pretty, and you can jazz it up in different ways, which I'm going to share with you guys in this video. But you simply pull a little string tight, and then you can tie a bow in the back. They're meant to be tied on to the end of the pew, but I'm going to share with you guys a couple different ways you can use them. So I'm going to simply hot glue into the center of them. Now, you don't want to use a ton of hot glue because they are plastic, and I'm going to use one of my coffee filter roses to put into the center to kind of give it a little bit more of a vintage vibe, which I know is super in right now for wedding decor. And then also, if you just decorate like in a Victorian or shabby chic style, or if you're doing a neutral Christmas decor idea, this would be super fun. You guys know I love to add bows to everything. I love big bows, and I cannot lie, I am a super big bow girl. The other thing I thought that was cute is to add some vintage pearls into the center of these coffee filter roses. And these are dyed coffee filter roses. So anyway, super fun and easy to make, very budget friendly. And I'm just adding the little pearls into the center because I wanted those to kind of blend in. The coffee filter roses were that coffee color, and I thought I need to accent it against the white. So anyway, that's just an idea on how you guys can possibly jazz these up. But I wanted to let you guys know that the bows are available in the Dollar Tree wedding section. They're $1.25 for a pack of 2, which I think is a really good deal because stuff can get so expensive with weddings. Again, like I told you guys, I DIY'd everything in my wedding because we already, we're on a budget. And so that being said, I think that you guys can do a beautiful wedding idea on a budget. So here is how it looks tied on to the back of a chair. I think it looks really pretty. I also set one on the side over to that hydrangea. If you just go back a minute, you'll see it. It's popped into the little side basket of the hydrangea. So I wanted to show 2 different ways on how you could style it. One being on a chair, and then one being just more as a decor piece if you like to add bows like I do. There it is, up a little bit closer. And hydrangeas are really, really testy flowers. I got one for Mother's Day, and I'm going to tell you right now that if you don't water them constantly, they like to get droopy. Here is my little puppy dog, Benji Bear. We had to have a mid-video puppy break. And you guys love seeing him. So hello to all the puppy dogs and kitty cats out there. He is getting ready to get groomed next week. We've been taking our normal walks, but I've been noticing because it's getting warmer and it's been really humid where I live, he is bowing out very quickly on the neighborhood walk. So you can tell how scruffy he has gotten. And he's going to be so trimmed up. I can't wait to share with you guys. He looks like a totally different dog when he gets his summer haircut. So anyway, we love you, Benji Bear. For this budget-friendly DIY, I want to share with you guys a thrift flip, and these are 2 just kind of decor pieces that I found at the thrift store. They were each $6 a piece, and then our thrift store had decor half off, so I got them both for $6. I loved them because I felt like they had really pretty lines and just could have like more of a Victorian flair. I'm going to take this beautiful ballet pink slipper Waverly chalk paint that my sweet friend Stacy sent me, and I believe it's from Walmart. Thank you, Stacy. You're such a doll. And I'm just going to simply chalk paint them. Mid chalk painting them, I got a little frustrated because there were a lot of grooves, but I just hung in there and actually ended up taking them inside because I was out in my studio doing this, and then inside I've been watching a series. So I just sat down and finished painting them the second coat. I had to do 2 coats while watching a show. So if you guys get frustrated painting things by hand, that's an idea for you, but please be careful because I accidentally knocked my thing of paint over and it spilled on my carpet. So Anyway, I'm putting this video together for you guys. So I cleaned most of it up, and then I'm just going to have to try to go back and clean some more on it tomorrow. But long story short, chalk painting is a really nice and easy way to cover things that are like darker like this. And because I'm doing kind of a vintage bridal inspired video here, I'm just sharing with you guys an idea on how transforming something that's in a darker color can just lighten things up and just give it a totally different look. It makes it look more romantic in my opinion, and it could just be like a little pretty decor piece. I wasn't for sure if I wanted to keep these just without distressing, and so I knew I would know once I got both of them painted, and I did. I really wanted to distress it. I didn't want it to feel like super brand new. I wanted to seem more of like a vintage piece. So I'm just taking, actually I couldn't find my sandpaper anywhere, so I'm taking this piece of foam that I would use for a floral arrangement, and I'm just scraping some of the paint off basically. These weren't completely all the way dry, and I made a massive mess doing this, but it was worth it, I guess, to get that little bit of vintage distressing that I was going for. And those finials at the top is what really sold me on these two decor pieces. I'm sure they were more than $3 a piece originally, so I felt like I got a steal of a deal. Don't you guys feel like that when you get something at the thrift store? You're like, oh, these are going to be gorgeous painted. So here's how they turned out. They don't really have a huge purpose, but except for decor, but I feel like they just really kind of give this tablescape a vintage vibe. So many of you guys have been asking me for bridal decor ideas, so here's just some ideas for you guys. You know, making a little centerpiece with the roses and setting up vintage china. I'm going for more of this Victorian cottage style, but I hope you guys are inspired. Thank you so much for watching, and congratulations to everybody out there that is a bride, and also for this season that's going on right now is my little niece is graduating, so I want to say congratulations to Jossie for graduating high school, and anybody out there that has high school or college graduates. Okay, so for this DIY, again, we're just going to take the coffee filter. I've got about 7 or 8 stacked together, and I'm going to simply just cut it in a circular direction until I get closer to the base. And you kind of want to have sharp scissors for this, but you want to leave a circle at the end. So here's how it should look, and then there's my circle left at the end. So then I'm going to take the smallest part, and this can be a little bit tricky. I do have some carpal tunnel going on, so that fine motor skill I'm having a little bit of a hard time with right now, but it's not anything major. And I do a lot of exercises to kind of help combat things, and I keep my body healthy and active. So anyway, but you're going to take, didn't mean to digress on that, but you're going to take and just roll your rows. So you want to take the paper and just kind of roll it and glue it and roll it and glue it. So you can glue it and then roll it a little bit more, and then glue it and roll it a little bit more. The bottom part of the rose just needs to stay kind of flat as you roll along. The top part can be kind of different layers, and that's okay because that's how a rose would look if it were in the wild. So again, you just simply roll it up like you're rolling a burrito, give it a little bit of hot glue, and then continue to roll until you get to the base.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass.
So now we're at the base, and you want to put a giant dollop of hot glue all the way around that base part, and then take one little piece
of the coffee filter and put that over the entire base of your rose. And then you can just take the rest of the pieces of the coffee filter and just kind of hot glue them in and around the base of your rose to kind of give it a little bit more of a full petal effect. And I even think these would be fun. You could hot glue them onto pipe cleaners or little sticks to kind of pop them in and make little floral arrangements. I've also seen people hot glue these to clothespins so you can clip them onto something. You can hand make the petals. I've done that before out of the coffee filters, just dye them green. But here is how this one turned out. This one was a pretty tight, more of like almost like a rosebud, and then this next one that I did ended up being so much fluffier. Same concept. I don't know, I maybe just rolled it a little bit differently, but anyway, I was so pleased with how these came out. So very fun and fabulous and so very budget friendly. I hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial and happy crafting.
So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. It's a true blessing and honor to have you all here. For those of you all that are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home. I'm a DIY crafty mama, and I love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. I truly believe you do not have to break the bank to have a fabulous, stylish, and amazing home. For all of my long-term watchers, subscribers, for those of you all that have been there since the beginning, through this journey, in the middle, wherever you guys have started watching me, thank you so much for being here. I am a one-woman show. I'm a DIY crafting mama, and this is my 6th season on YouTube. As I go through the ups and downs of life and finishing raising children and different transitions that have happened, I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. And I want to remind you that we are all going through something. So keep moving forward, whether it be in your crafting journey, your personal journey, whatever journey you're on, keep putting one foot in front of the other. I notice that when I keep doing that and just keep looking forward to the future with joy, I'm able to get that sparkle back in my step no matter what I have gone through. So thank you all so much for being here. I love y'all to the moon and back. Also, don't forget to be kind online, with the reminder of keep going in our life's journey. Being kind online is super important to me. Because our voice matters. We all have a voice. And so when we leave a comment for somebody, let's leave something kind that will uplift them and enrich them. Because I'll tell you what, when I put that goodness out there and that goodness comes back to me, because there is goodness in this world, I truly believe that. It is just, it just builds on that. So, we can provide joy to our neighbors, to our family, to our friends, even just by sending a nice little text message or sweet comment or heart. I like to make it a point to go through my Facebook newsfeed and just heart the first 10 people that are on there. And if I see something negative, I just keep on scrolling. So I love y'all. I can't wait for our next video. Until then, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.
The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other.